Hi, this is Kevin Deal from Upscale Audio. Today we're going to talk about rockin' and rollin'. Does that mean rockin' and rollin' with a GoldenEar Triton One.R loudspeaker? Yes, but it also means rockin' and rollin' because I just found out this morning that the Rolling Stones have rescheduled their tour, and I'm taking my Vice President Craig and his loving wife and my loving wife, and we got great tickets, and we're going to see them at the Rose Bowl. I am so happy. I don't even really listen to the Rolling Stones on my music server LPs that much anymore, but if they come around and tour, I've got to go see them. It's just that band that I have to go see. And if you've not seen them, you got to once in your life. They rock it. I got to meet them a few years ago. Put a picture of that up there when you'll see them when I was a lot heavier. And they're an interesting crew. Anyway, all right, enough of that. Let's talk about this. GoldenEar Triton One.R. I came back from Axpona, and I got to tell you something. Sandy Gross is a magic man, what that guy is able to do. A lot of people, they want to aspire to own the Triton Reference, and they go, I don't have $9,000, and maybe it's a little bit big. So what they wanted to do is put Triton Reference into a slightly more petite box at a slightly more petite price, and they succeeded. At Axpona, Andrew Quint from the Absolute Sound said that the GoldenEar / Prima Luna Room was the best sound at its price point. I mean, that it was just amazing, and a lot of people were saying that. And I agree, and that's why when I got back, I said, I got to do a video on these speakers because they are really badass. So what makes this speaker unique? Well, a couple things. First of all, the shape of it. It's a very narrow front baffle board, and there's a reason for that. It's not to please your wife so you don't have big hunkin' speakers. It's because when you have a narrow front baffle board, you have less interaction with the cabinet. That's why stand mount speakers can sound so good. Less cabinet to deal with. Less cabinet, less sound of a box. So what they did is they got rid of the box. It's not a wide baffle, it's a deep baffle, but it works because this speaker sounds very open in the mid-range. Now they took the same tweeter as they use in the Triton Reference, and that was cool because it is the folded ribbon reference tweeter, which is different than the tweeters in the rest of the line. So it is their very best high-frequency driver. The Triton One.R has 6-inch mid-range drivers. This one's got two 5¼ drivers. What does that mean? Well, the mid-range presentation, I will say, I thought it would be more different than it is, because I thought this one might have a little bit more chestiness of the voice and be better at that. But I just compared them side by side, and god damn, these things are really close. I mean, I was really surprised by that. So, two 5¼ drivers that give you amazing mid-band. The top end is airy and extended and super fast. It's not a bright speaker in any way, shape, or form, but it's not a roly-poly dark speaker. I'd have to call it really a pretty neutral speaker. Then the other difference between the two speakers is in the bass drivers and the amplification. Let me break it down. In the bottom end, the Triton Reference has 3 6x10 bass drivers and 4 9.5 by 10.5 inch passive radiators to reinforce bass and increase efficiency. The Triton One.R has 3 5x9s and 4 7x10s, so just a little bit more cone area. But what does that really mean? I decided to go ahead and measure by using test tones and an SPL meter because I was curious. I mean, does it have a lot more extension because of the additional cabinet area and the additional cone area? And I gotta tell you something, there was a slight difference, but not that big a difference, and that really impressed the shit out of me. That you could have a speaker that is this much smaller but maintain extension. That's what I'm talking about. Now, on the back of both of these speakers, you have an adjustable bass level, because it is a powered subwoofer. This one has an 1800 watt amplifier. The smaller one has a 1600 watt amplifier built into it. They both have adjustable bass levels, so you're going to be able to fine tune it to your own personal taste, because I know how some of you guys are. You like to rock and roll a little bit. Or maybe you have a larger room. That's where both of these speakers do real well. This is not going to be a speaker necessarily for like little near field listening and sticking your pinky out and going, woo, woo, I can I can hear Diana Krall, peel me a grape, go puh, puh, peel me a grape. It's not what it's about necessarily. I mean, it'll do that. They have amazing bottom end, but what these are really terrific is giving you that full sound, that terrific bottom end, that weight, that depth, a big soundstage. That's what this speaker is going to do for you in a way that a lot of speakers just cannot do because they don't have a built-in sub. Now let's talk about that. Let's talk about power. This speaker, both of these speakers are going to be goddamn efficient. They don't need that much power. So if you've got a 20 watt, 30 watt tube amp, let me tell you something. At the show, at Expona, where they got all these accolades, they were using Prima Luna tube amplifiers, and Sandy just loved it. He was running them in triode. It was not that much power. Right here in this sound room, we're running a 36 watt Prima Luna Evo 200 integrated amp, and it will rock your world. They're easy to drive, and you can run them with solid state, absolutely, hallelujah, brother. But because they're so efficient, I mean, they're just like made for tubes in that way. So know this, if you've got a great big amp, keep it. Don't worry about it. But if you decide, oh my God, I've thought about tubes and I might get a tube amp one of these days, you're going to be able to do it and not worry about it because they're so easy to drive. They don't have a really difficult impedance curve. They're an absolute joy. It's a well-made speaker. They weigh about 80 pounds out of the box, so they've got some nice beef to them. When they get shipped, they got to be shipped carefully, so don't buy them from the Homeboy Shopping Club or some goofy dude that is like a marginal place. Don't do that. We don't send them to you that way. I mean, we freight them. We do it the right way. But you can come to our beautiful 10,000 square foot store. We've got the largest inventory in North America. None of my employees are on commission. I want you to know that, because that's an important thing. We're not going to say buy. If somebody comes up and says buy GoldenEar, why is that? Because it's the best. Or if they say that about any brand of speaker, you should run the other way, because we should be asking you very careful questions. It's so easy to pick out speakers if you have somebody that just asks you about your past experience and what it is you're trying to have happen today. Just demoing them in the store, they're going to play demo material for you, and it's always going to sound good because it's in a custom room. I mean, honestly, I can do a better job, and so can the people that work here, by asking you simple questions about what good sound means to you and your room. Is it a hard surface? Is it a soft surface? Do you have carpet? Do you have drapes? Do you have hardwood? I mean, those are the things you got to talk about, and we'll help you through that. So go to our website, come to our beautiful store. I promise you, we're going to have a rockin' time. I'm going to have a rockin' time with Mick Jagger. We'll have a rockin' time with you, getting you some speakers to play Mick Jagger. Thanks for shopping Upscale Audio.